Hello, wonderful people. All right, here we are uh, with another workout video. I'm just gonna double make sure. Let's see if the audio is okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's just check. Let's see if the audio is okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3,
It's
1, 2, 3,
1, 2, 3,
1, 2,
1, 2,
3,
3.
1, 2,
Let's just
3.
check.
Let's see if the audio is okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me just see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me just see one. Okay, well, it's important for me that the audio quality is going to be okay because I want to read from the Course in Miracles. All right. Today we're going to continue where we left off, guys. This is still from chapter 1. This is chapter 7, distortions of miracle impulses. All right, and just to let you guys know, I feel more inspired not to really like uh, I want to have more content for my YouTube channel, and I feel like doing a live while I work out is a really good idea. So we'll see. We'll see. It gets a little bit discouraging when I see like there's zero people. That's all right. So what we're gonna do always is I'm going to read, as you see, if you guys can see, there's like passages. One passage, and then we're going to work out in between. Okay, so chapter 1, part 7, distortions of miracle impulses. Your distorted perceptions produce a dense cover over miracle impulses, making it hard for them to reach your own awareness. The confusion of miracle impulses with physical impulses is a major perceptual distortion. The physical impulses are misdirected miracle impulses. All real pleasure comes from doing God's will. Let me just say that one more time. All real pleasure comes from doing God's will. This is because not doing it is a denial of self. Ooh. So it's like asking a painter not to paint. All right, this is what I'm doing because I'm like, will I still be making these videos? I'm not getting money like that. But it's not about it's about doing God's will, which I feel is about healing. This disempowered narrative we have. You know, um, like I said, I had a very, very disempowering narrative for like most of my life, even though it was just like fight after fight. But it wasn't until this book and I did all the workbook lessons. And of course, so I said, Healthy Gamer, I keep talking about it because this is what happened to me, right? I didn't know. I came from, toxic family dynamic. I didn't know I was emotionally neglected until I dived within. And I think there's a lot of us. I think trauma, I know it's overused nowadays, but it's a real thing. Heightened emotional experiences happens all the time, and we learn different schematics, blueprints of how we live our lives, and that's what happened to me. And I had a very disempowering view of myself, and I don't want that for anybody. All right, that's why I'm doing this. Denial of self results in illusions, while correction of the error brings release from it. Do not deceive yourself into believing that you can relate in peace to God or to your brothers with anything external. This is a big one. All right, and I also just remember like with temperance, that I think like with me it goes like all or none, thinking that um well, actually, I don't know. I'm still like, but like when I look for things outside of myself, I know it's just a temporary game. Like all the views come up, the subscribers come up, but it's not what this game of life is really about. Okay, I pulled out my phone here, guys. Um, okay, I should have been set up, but today, may I'll do a Ross squad. I'll tell you guys what we're doing: reverse lunge, bench press, deadlift, standing calf raise, front raise, bicep curl. All right, not too many. That's all right. It's is last day of the week. So I have 5 sets of reverse lunge. I've been doing 20 kg for 10 reps. All right. And I'm pretty sure this is not with like how it was in my original plan. All right, let's talk about that stuff, guys, because I'm sure all of us have experienced something that like we got something that we really really wanted, and then like the pleasure was like temporary. We always want to find something new, always, always, always. The thing is, I don't think the creator wants us to just like not want things. It's not about that per se. It's like you're always going to want something. However, it's like, but what do you really want? Why do you want that thing? Right? It's for the feeling, right? Think about it. That's why I'm working with my coach now. That like, you know, financial freedom isn't really about the amount of money. It's about your emotions attached to it. You know, and I know that might be like a tough lesson. I'm still like learning it. But it's like, I take stuff for granted, that like I have enough food to eat, enough water to drink, I have a roof over my head, you know. It's very easy to take it for granted. Like I watched this video about Camp 14 in North Korea, where kids are just kids, adults, like they're just basically from birth, they're like prisoners and they're just forced to work and stuff. I'm like, gosh. So also I'm diving towards that. We are just one human family, and there's a lot of bullshit going around, you know. As we believe in the separation, like, oh, they're just North Koreans. North Koreans, no, man. Like, imagine if your brother or sister was in a camp like that, right? It's like what Hmm. Just thinking, what am I? Well, I think even raising awareness, like I'm doing the life like a live stream right now, even talking about it. I think that's part of it, right? Like, I didn't know that stuff existed. I knew like North Korea was a bad place. This is with the passage. Okay, yeah, because I think also a lot of course students say like, oh, like we don't have to do anything external. I don't think it's so much is about that because we're always going to want to do stuff, don't you? You know, you don't want to lay on the couch all day, do you? I don't want to lay on the couch, although it has its time and place. I really enjoy that. But it's about, like I said, the feeling of it. Mm, okay, I'm rambling, but that's kind of the purpose of this live stream. I don't know if I should check how I'm looking in the camera. Okay, let's see. Actually, this is all right. This is okay angle right here. All right. Uh, I don't want to be focusing on the chat for right now. Okay, let us do the first reverse lunge, guys. Okay. All right, just 20 kg. I might bump it up. 1, 2, 3, 3. Oh, it's okay. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. All right. Very cool. So let's log it in. I'm using this app called Heavy. Very enjoy that a lot. All right, take a swig of water, guys. Let's continue. Child of God, you are created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. Do not forget this. The love of God, for a little while, must still be expressed from one body to another, because vision is still so dim. You can use your body best to help you enlarge your perception so you can achieve real vision of which the physical eye is incapable. Learning to do this is the body's only true usefulness. Mm. All right, I want to remember. You were created to create the good, the beautiful, and the holy. It's magnificent, magnificent stuff. This is why I'm also like, regardless of the views of subscribers right now, well, of course, I want to have more. Like, I think like anybody, it'd be so cool to be like monetized and stuff. But like I said, it's not really about that. It's about creating the good, the beautiful, right? Like I'm 31. I've had, some life experience. And like I said in the previous live stream, like I saw like this guy talking about like, oh, what to start a YouTube channel about? Like, what would you tell your 25 like yourself 5 years ago, which might now six, when I was 25, whatever. I would tell him this stuff. I would tell him to like really dive into the course, really get some help. Not saying exactly like you have to do Healthy Gamer or you have to do a Course in Miracles. Not about that. We're like really loving ourselves, guys, and feeling the love of the Holy Spirit, Source, God, all that is with us, and then taking action, because I think we get the other way around. We take action and we to try to get the feeling of it, right? Okay. And also creating the beautiful and the holy, right? We can always create something, if you see like in my videos history, I started making these videos 6 years ago, right? When I was going through a tough time, right? I'm glad I experimented with it, but I could see like why I didn't commit to it, because I didn't have, well, like the belief system that I have now. It's okay to take messy action. It's okay to not everything's going to be perfect. Also, like maybe it was like a divine pause because I was the unhealed healer. I had a lot of stuff going on. Like I didn't know I had CPTSD. I had no idea, like no clue. You know, I just thought the environment I grew up in was normal. Like it's okay that I had to put my needs down first. I thought that was normal, guys. And I know a lot, especially men. That's kind of what we're, I think, conditioned to do is like you put, for the family, for whatever. And I understand. Like, but then we start neglecting ourselves, right? And I was neglecting myself, my dreams. I wasn't creating anything, right? I don't want that for you. All right, let us continue. Second part here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's a good format the last time. Sorry. Awesome stuff, guys. Awesome stuff. Okay. Let's continue. Fantasy is a distorted form of vision. Fantasies of any kind are distortions because they always involve twisting perception into unreality. Actions that stem from distortions are literally the reactions of those who know not what they do. Fantasy is an attempt to control reality according to false needs. Twist reality in any way, and you are perceiving destructively. Fantasies are a means of making false associations and attempting to obtain pleasure from them. But although you perceive false associations, you can never make them real except to yourself. You believe in what you make. If you offer miracles, you will be equally strong in your belief in them. The strength of your conviction will then sustain the belief of the miracle receiver. Fantasies become totally unnecessary as the wholly satisfying nature of reality becomes apparent to both giver and receiver. Reality is quote unquote lost through usurpation, which produces tyranny. As long as a single slave remains to walk the earth, your release is not complete. Complete restoration of the sonship is the only goal of the miracle-minded. Damn! I think, is that, yeah, that was part 3. Great. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes, like, I got in my head, I'm like, oh, what if every mind is free? What are we going to do? I'm like, well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Right now, we do have slaves, right? Like, literally and metaphorically, like, especially for me, like the biggest one is like slave to money. Just how our economic, you know, like the economic situation is like based on like, you know, like wage slavery, you know. I'll talk about it, yeah, because it's like, exchanging time for money, and then like the person producing the goods makes more. Not super well versed. I think you understand if you're like even tuning into this stuff. Like, um, okay, I'm getting like it didn't used to be that way. Like a blacksmith, he'd make as many swords shields as he could, sell that, and it was his. Do you know what I mean? He wouldn't be like hired by somebody like, oh, you get 10 gold pieces per hour, then I'm gonna sell the swords, something like that. Okay, but it's been like so ingrained, I think, in our society, and just like humans have been doing this for generations upon generations, but now we have the time, we have the ability to really break free. And I think also because of the internet, how we're able to really connect and share our stories and share how like it's not fair, and then I think about like with Tata, my dad, would he be different if he wasn't like a slave to money? Like, revolved all the things about money, like also, even like I remember asking like to go to a restaurant, and he'd be like, money doesn't grow on trees, who's fucking money? Like, oh, very low vibe. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go. Third. Third set here of reverse lunges. I think after the third one, I might increase the weight, because then we have bench press. We have 6 sets of bench press. So I don't think I should do 30 kg because it's a lot. I'll do like 20.25. So we'll do something like that. All right, guys, let's go. All right. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got this. Come on. 8. Oh God, sorry. 9. One more. 10. Cool stuff. All right. I'm gonna just take a knee here. Tie my shoes. Okay. Let us continue, guys. So, like I said, I keep thinking about like if I should do this vertically, but you know what? I'm just gonna do what excites me the most right now. Sorry, my phone doesn't have the best. But it's something we could consider, because I was thinking about investing in new headphones. All right, sorry. Getting ahead of myself again. Let us continue. Okay, we're on number 4. This is a course in mind training. All learning involves attention and study at some level. Some of the latter parts of the course rest too heavily on these earlier sections not to require their careful study. You'll also need them for preparation. Without this, you may become much too fearful of what is to come to make constructive use of it. However, as you study these earlier sections, you'll begin to see some of the implications that will be amplified later on. So I love the Course is in mind training. All right. As we reflect upon this, I will increase the weight by 1.25. Okay. Go. It's like mastering your mind. That's what it really is. And I feel like me as like when I was a very disempowered man, I still have, my moments, my like old belief systems. But I have the awareness to catch them and be like, is this true? Is this serving me in any way? And like I said, it took tons of time. This is the thing, guys. Like, I discovered the course. I did like all this, like, I knew Abraham Hicks, Bashar, but was I apply? Well, I'm gonna give myself grace, because you guys know anything about CPTSD. It's like your nervous system is dysregulated. It's wired to be in fight or flight, right? So that was how I lived most of my life. Like I said, pretty unconscious. Well, I was just not aware, which is unconscious, right? I was unaware of like what I was doing, like. But and like there's a lot of resistance to the course. Like I told you guys, like I looked into one of my notes I had of the workbook lessons. I see like the date was in 2022, right? I don't remember when exactly the course came into my experience. Sorry, I don't remember exactly, but like I have at least notes. That's when I tried doing the workbook. I only finished it last year. Last year. But I think this is like, what the course says, like the purpose also of the course is to save time. I don't want to save you guys time about the suffering, suffering done by your own hand, which I did, mental anguish, right? And so I truly do believe we're all aspects of the creator and we all have something beautiful to give to the world, right? And to experience wholeness, beauty, love, peace, joy. All of us have it, like I had very dark moments. Not like I was gonna jump off a bridge or anything like that, but like, just this like just a like beating myself up to a pulp. I was not my best friend. I was not even a friend to myself. But I say this with so much love because like I have the grace and the awareness. That was just my inner critic I internalized. I know I repeat myself a lot, but I think like even to some extent, a lot of us have this inner critic. Just I think how society is like I think I saw a study like only 18% of the population, like based on this, that has a secure attachment style. 18%. So 82 people have insecure attachment style, and that's all like how I think maybe more. Who knows? Like, so now we're not taught to regulate our emotions. We're not taught, especially as men, to process your emotions. Be okay with your feeling. How many of us, were told like boys don't cry? This is why my channels mainly focus on men, because this is what I was grew up like. It wasn't my parents, but like I remember my babcia Chotechna, so my grandma's sister. She told me that, because she was like, all very older generation, but she said it very impressionable. I was like 5, 6, 7, right? Boys don't cry. Unhealthy stuff. All right. How about we get to choose again? All right. We're going to go round 4. This time increased weight. I'm going to get maybe just do it on the floor this time. Whatever. Okay. All right. I've got this, guys. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Oh. Okay. This is a nice workout, guys. All right. We just have one more of that. And we're almost done. We're almost done with chapter 1, guys. Isn't that cool? All right. Next. Final part of chapter 1. A solid foundation is necessary because of the confusion between fear and awe to which I have already referred and which is often made. I have said that awe is inappropriate in connection with the sons of God, right? So even if someone is so cool, so awesome, and you think they're awesome, and you want to be like, because we're all part of the same source. I understand it's hard with the world we live in, but just like understanding, just because I look at other people as mirrors, right? What they achieve, you can achieve it as well, right? Because you said, I've said that awe is inappropriate in connection to the sons of God, because you should not experience awe in the presence of your equals. However, it was also emphasized that awe is proper in the presence of your Creator, Source, infinite intelligence, all that is. I've been careful to clarify my role in the atonement without either over or understating it. I'm also trying to do the same with yours. I have stressed that awe is not an appropriate reaction to me because of our inherent equality. Some of the later steps in this course, however, involve a more direct approach to God Himself. It would be unwise to start out these steps without careful preparations, or awe will be confused with fear, and the experience will be more traumatic than beatific. Interesting word. Healing is of God in the end. The means are being carefully explained to you. Or revelation may occasionally reveal the end to you, but to reach it, the means are needed. Ooh, okay. I think it means he's talking about action, right? Yes, healing is of God in the end. However, like we gotta take that action. Oh, okay. Like I said, I could have not done the course. It's still action. You try meditating for 365 days, man. Which I do want to eventually redo the workbook. I think that could be nice. Yeah, I could start now. I don't know if that inspires me right now, because I just want to read the course. But okay. Final one before we go on to chapter 2. Final reverse lunge here, guys. And double check everything's all right. Okay. Whew. Getting tired already. It's like just in the morning. We got this, guys. You're awesome. You're amazing. All right, let's keep going. Whew. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. You got this, guys. Very cool. I like that a lot. Okay. Next, we're gonna go to bench press. Okay, it's gonna take. Now we're on to chapter 2. This is pretty cool, guys. I would like to, I think, devote to doing live streams in the course. All right. Next, the separation and the atonement. The origins of separation. To extend is a fundamental aspect of God, which He gave to His Son. Right? Extending love. You see what the symbol of Cahir is a symbol of the sun, right? I want to extend love, peace, joy, empowerment, right? Just like the sun. In the creation, God extended Himself to His creations and imbued them with the same loving will to create. You have not only been fully created, but have also created perfect. There is no emptiness in you. Because of your likeness to your Creator, you are creative. No child of God can lose his ability because it is inherent in what he is, but he can use it inappropriately by projecting. See, like, what's coming in my head? Like, we can project our own insecurities to others. Look at, right? I see only the past, but of course teaches us. So, and I could like project, oh, I did this wrong. This means I'm a, bitch, whatever. The inappropriate use of extension or projection occurs when you believe that some emptiness or lack exists in you and that you can fill it with your own ideas instead of truth. Oh, this is like for me, like, oh, once I get enough money, I'll be fulfilled. Oh, once I get a girlfriend, oh, that's when I'm going to be fulfilled. Ooh. I understand it. Believe me, I understand this stuff, guys. But like I said, endless hamster wheel. And even when you have the money, when you have the girl, whatever, a temporary thrill, and then on to the next, right? Gotta get off the hamster wheel. Not saying like if you want to go ahead, take action. That's what I'm saying. But like we have to get our priorities first. This process involves the following steps. First, you believe that what God created can be changed by your own mind. Second, you believe what is perfect can be rendered imperfect or lacking. Damn! All right. Third, you believe that you can distort the creations of God, including yourself. Fourth, you believe that you create yourself and that the direction of your own creation is up to you. Ooh. This is, man. Okay. And this is why I'm also like relearning about myself because the first one, you believe what God created can be changed by your own mind, right? Like I believe, especially if you're raised one of those religions like Catholicism, whatever, like mine was like, you can go to hellfire based on your so fucked up, man. So also if you're looking at like the family dynamic, like I believe, I'm imperfect. That's why I'm getting spanked. That's why I'm getting yelled at. I have to mold myself into this perfect being that doesn't make any mistakes, that doesn't act like a smart aleck. That's what they say. Like, don't be such a smart aleck. And that's when I'm gonna get love, right? Or the way I looked at myself was for a very, very distorted lens, right? I know maybe you guys are looking at yourself through a very distorted lens. Let's go back to Dr. K for a second, right? Remember, he finished medical school when he was 32, right? So he was dropping out. He was feeling miserable about himself. He had this very distorted lens about himself, I'm sure. He's weak, a bitch, unfulfilled, right? That's not the truth of who you really are, right? Circumstances don't matter. Only my state of being matters. All right, I understand. But like, if you're in apathy, like I was, it's always get a little bit, step up. Maybe that's anger. Maybe even like discipline. Like when we're in an apathetic state, I think it's better to be disciplined. Like, hey, let's get up, let's move our body, than to stay in this apathetic state, right? I don't want that for you, right? I was apathetic, and I was fucking miserable, guys. I did not like it, right? Right? And this is what I'm learning to surrender. Like, Holy Spirit created us perfect. He created us perfect, right? This unconditional love is there always, always, right? No matter what you do. And I understand with our human lens, it's like really hard to understand that. I'm still learning, but like having this space for yourself. letting source in. Let source look for your eyes. Okay, now we're gonna do bench press. I believe it's 5 reps of 6. So I'm not gonna. I could do 30, but I'm just gonna do 22.5 for a bit. Let's make sure I'm in the shot. Oh wow. Oh cool. I got a comment. Thank you so much. That's very cool, guys. All right. So let us do a bench press. All right. 22.5. Okay. Oh, I'm getting so excited. I want to take a picture of this. Oh, see how like one comment, I don't want to be like super attached because like, um, I want everything to come from within like this. But still, it's really nice to say to see that people enjoy my content, even though I'm just starting this YouTube journey out. I just feel so inspired, guys. I can't tell you because I suffered for a long time. So I don't want anyone else to suffer. Okay. Now, let us continue here. We're gonna do 6. All right. Okay, I might need to put like a mat underneath you guys. Okay. All right. Let's just before we continue, just gotta make sure there's a safety precaution over here. Okay. All right. Let's continue now. Or this is gonna be pretty easy stuff. I know, easy. All right, but I'm starting off with a little lighter weight because like 30 kg still kind of scares me a little bit. It scares me as in it's super heavy. All right. All right. Let's continue here. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted, and that's because I feel bad that like this person, a tree falls the way it leans. Comment that I wasn't there to respond. Still learning how to do this stuff. Okay. Very good. So now let us do. Okay, let's do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. All right. Just gonna warm up my chest. All right, let us continue here. These related distortions represent a picture of what actually occurred in the separation, or the detour into fear. None of this existed before the separation, nor does it actually exist now. Everything God created is like Him. Extension, as undertaken by God, is similar to the inner radiance that the children of the Father inherit from Him. Its real source is internal. This as is true of the Son as of the Father. In this sense, the creation includes both the creation of the Son by God and the Son's creations when his mind is healed. This requires God's endowment of the Son with free will, because all loving creation is freely given in one continuous line in which all aspects are of the same order. Mm. It's similar to extension as undertaken by God is similar to the inner radiance that the children of the Father inherit from Him. Its real source is internal. Right? Now you got to think about why is the world made in a way for you to focus outside, outside, outside. You know, I just want to bring this up because of like, growing up, just for my father, Tata, it was always about, you know, your work, or how much money you're going to make, finding a wife, starting a family. Actually, it's like it kind of like thrusted upon me when I was like when we moved. I guess because they stopped having so much control over us. But it was never like, hey, how are you feeling? What do you think? What is your purpose here? What's gonna what's gonna bring meaning into your life? It's like make money, buy a house, start a family. Which, if you want that, go ahead. But it's like, what about what's going on here? In the inside. You guys could tell I still have a lot of work. At least about my family. I'll probably talk about it for some time. But I think hope it you guys relate because I didn't know. I think there's so many people like me that grew up that thought it was normal. They had a normal childhood, and it wasn't fucking normal, right? It was abnormal. It wasn't nourishing, you know. I was like thought that was a authoritative figure, just like it's his way or the highway. Like the whole thing revolved around him. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm getting on the outside, right? But still, like I subjected myself to the worst cruelty of my own mind. I don't want that for you guys. All right, let's go to the next part here. Okay, let's just keep going. One, two, three, 4, 5. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. All right, let's continue. Okay. All right. I get a little tired. That's okay. The Garden of Eden, or the pre-separation condition, was a state of mind in which nothing was needed. Tough one for us. When Adam listened to the lies of the serpent, all he heard was untruth. You do not have to continue to believe what is not true unless you choose to do so. Oh, what? Let's read that again. All right, you do not have to continue to believe what is not true unless you choose to do so. Right? You can choose to believe you're a piece of shit. You can choose you're a piece of garbage, right? It's not true. It's not true, guys. All right. All that can literally disappear in the twinkling of an eye because it is merely a misperception. What is seen in dreams seems to be very real. Yet the Bible says that a deep sleep fell upon Adam, and nowhere is there reference to his waking up. The world has not yet experienced any comprehensive reawakening or rebirth. Such a rebirth is impossible as long as you continue to project or miscreate. It still remains within you, however, to extend as God extended his spirit to you. In reality, this is your only choice because your free will was given you for your joy in creating the perfect. Mm, okay. Like project or miscreate is like, I believe I was miscreating when I was just like listening to my lower self, well, this trauma-based ego self that I created for survival, and I was doing a lot of stuff. I just believe I had to, like I told you guys, my first job at Berlitz, you know, I was making 18 zloty an hour, traveling 2 hours to do one lesson for 18 zloty and come back, you know. Okay. Just like the negative coping mechanisms I had when I was it's all like unconscious coping mechanisms, right? But I would encourage you guys, whatever you're doing, maybe try creating something. I know I'm talking. I have like 176 subscribers, whatever, but I started with 84. So like double. Um, well, why am I saying that? Well, it feels good. Also, with mixed nuts with my improv group, when I created something, to spread joy, and you know we're pretty known in Warsaw, I would say. There's still things I would like to improve. However, it's just like it's great that we have something and we're doing something, we're building something, spreading joy. You know what I mean? But like I said, I didn't believe I could create anything of value. I didn't. You know? Yeah, sorry, my Zadkiel wanted something. All right, whew. I'm getting into the course, guys. All right, let us continue. Then I'm going after this one. I think I'll raise it to 30 because I feel I could push myself a little bit. All right, let us continue, guys. All right. It's pretty, like I said, I want just pretty easy, but okay. Next. All fear is ultimately reducible to the basic misperceptions that you have the ability to usurp the power of God. Of course, you neither can nor have been able to do this. Here is the real basis for your escape from fear. The escape is brought about by your acceptance of the atonement, which enables you to realize that your errors have never really occurred. Only after the deep sleep fell upon Adam could he experience nightmares. Mm. If a light is suddenly turned on while someone is dreaming a fearful dream, he may initially interpret the light itself as part of his dream and be afraid of it. However, when he awakens, the light is correctly perceived as the release from the dream, which is then no longer accorded reality. This release does not depend on illusions. The knowledge that illuminates not only sets you free, but also shows you clearly that you are free. I'm going to read this part. The escape is brought about by your acceptance of the atonement, right? There is no separation, which enables you to realize that your errors have never really occurred, right? All the mistakes you thought you made, all the I wish I should have done this, I could have done this, why didn't I do it? They've never really occurred, right? And one more time. The knowledge that illuminates not only sets you free, but also shows you clearly that you are free. Mm. I think about what's coming in my mind. Like I might have mentioned this, but like Harriet Tubman, she she like coming with God to be like, okay, when is the best time to move? When is the best time to, And she was never caught, right? So let's think about it. At her circumstances, like you are be a slave. You're not free. But she like communicated, helped free herself and others. Damn, that's some beautiful stuff, guys. And the purpose of the channel is to help you wake up from this nightmare that you've created. I made a horrific nightmare, this sludge. Like I thought of it. Like I said, worst. Like I had so much beauty and love to give, but I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it, and I want you to see the beauty inside of you guys. All right, let's increase the weight here. I'm still thinking about that positive comment, and I'm like, man, I should have been, I don't know. See that and I'm practicing what I'm preaching. That's okay. I think after this live stream, I'm going to make a post about receiving a positive comment. Really, really. Well, I still appreciate it, of course. So I have a working. I want to start working on this other video, also based on Dr. K. And I think if I have time, I think I do have. I would like to record a forest video today. I'm not sure what exactly. Maybe something about perception or how you interpret things. Okay. Well, the thing is, I really want to keep my upload schedule. I really enjoy posting 3 times a week. What I did though, I had time. I batched audio. I think that's what made it easier. But at the same time, I even though this 1 hour video didn't perform as well so far, it didn't perform as well as I wanted. It was I don't know, still kind of nice. I say I don't know, kind of nice. I enjoyed putting it into like chunks. I don't know if that's like a podcast. If you like don't does a podcast have to be like continuously speaking? I don't know. I also saw this guy Boris. I forgot his full channel name. But he also does a Course in Miracles, and he talks to AI, and he records his AI conversations. And I feel like that could be cool, right? For me, like remember, everything's inherently neutral, even AI. Like if you saw like I asked AI to help me make a thumbnail. I think it's like how you use it, because I feel like it could be a great tool. I think people have a lot of fear about it because it's going to steal their jobs. And I understand that. But I think about a lot of jobs we have are bullshit jobs that no one wants to do. You know what I mean? It's not fair. I think for humanity, we should be like, imagine the robots do all the stuff we don't want to do, and we get to focus on the stuff we want to do, like creation, meditating, doing whatever. Instead we're afraid of it because we constructed the system to like your livelihood is dependent on a job. Whew. Hopefully well, not hopefully, but I think we will get out of it. All right, let us continue. We're gonna do 6. Oh my gosh, this is why I put it off, because 30 is just so much. We got this, guys. We got this. We got this. We got this. All right. We got this. Come on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very cool. Okay. So where were we? All right. I think we did next, number 5. Whatever lies you may believe are of no concern to the miracle, which can heal any of them with equal ease, right? There are no difficulty of miracles. None. None. It makes no distinction among misperceptions. Its sole concern is to distinguish between truth on the one hand and error on the other. Some miracles may seem to be of greater magnitude than others, but remember the first principle in this course: there is no order of difficulty in miracles. See, I got it. In reality, you are perfectly unaffected by all expressions of lack of love, even from yourself, right? They can be from yourself and others. See, I'm getting, man, these can be from yourself and others, from yourself to others, or from others to you. Peace is an attribute in you. You cannot find it outside. Illness is some form of external searching. Health is inner peace. It enables you to remain unshaken by lack of love from without and capable, through your acceptance of miracles, of correcting the conditions proceeding from lack of love in others. Mm. Damn, guys. Right? Right? Remember, all sin is lack of love, right? So sin isn't like wanking or whatever, the Catholics or whatever you brought up from. All sin is lack of love, right? Because think about it. If you're like fully in love with yourself, everything around you, it's like you just feel this inner radiance. Why would you attack? You'd have no need. You'd be like, why would I attack, right? And we got to get to the source, right? Because like what I used to do is I would try to correct my behavior first, right? Like watching too much YouTube, gaming too much, overeating, instead of looking what's the source. Is this huge lack of love I have towards myself. Huge lack of love. But I wasn't born this way, right? Emotionally neglected as a kid. Learned I need to perform to get love. That's my schematic. Still working on it. But I'm aware of it before I was operating 100% unconscious, right? I think our schooling system has made that too. You get grades, how well you perform, right? It's really ingrained with us, right? But that's not the true reality, right? This is the false matrix reality, you know? All right. Very cool. All right. And of course, you guys can question everything. I'm just speaking from experience, man. All right. And from the course. All right. Got 2 more rounds of this, guys. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm taking forever. Let's keep going. All right. This is why I was ignoring. Because it's like I have so much resistance. But it's like, oh, let's get this done, guys. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, good stuff, guys. All right, let's log it in. Sorry, just checking if any messages shouldn't do that right now. All right. Let us continue here, guys. The atonement as defense. You can do nothing. Sorry, exact opposite. You can do anything I ask. I have asked you to perform miracles and have made it clear that miracles are natural, corrective, healing, and universal. There is nothing they cannot do, but they cannot be performed in the spirit of doubt or fear. When you are afraid of anything, you are acknowledging its power to hurt you. Dang. Remember that where your heart is, there's your treasure also. Oh, one more time. Remember that where your heart is, there is your treasure also. You believe in what you value. If you are afraid, you are valuing wrongly. Your understanding will then inevitably value wrongly, and by endowing all thoughts with equal power, will inevitably destroy peace. That is why the Bible speaks of the peace of God which passeth understanding. This peace is totally incapable of being shaken by errors of any kind. It denies the ability of anything not of God to affect you. This is the proper use of denial. It is not used to hide anything, but to correct error. It brings all error into light, and since error and darkness are the same, it corrects error automatically. This is something I'm still working on, but with my coach, he's saying like wisdom is discarding things, saying no, right, to a lot of things, right? Because I like with my dynamic, I couldn't say no. So this is something I'm relearning. All right, like if someone gives you a gift, hey, you're a piece of shit. You're like in high school, like this some kid, like I had this memory. This kid's like, "What are you retarded?" Saying the R word to me because I misspoke on something. All right, and this person's giving you a gift, like, "Oh, you're the R word." I know I said it, but and be like, "Oh, no, thank you. That's not mine. No, thank you. That's your stuff. That's not mine." Right? That's your projection. That's your lack of love. No, thank you. That's your lack of love. No, thank you. I'm as perfect as God created me. I'm as perfect as God created me. No, thank you for that. All right, I understand wherever you are in this journey, but like, it's basically bullying is right. A lack of love, projection. Whew. Okay. Hope my ramblings are making a little bit of sense. All right. All right. Last one of chest press, guys, and then we have deadlifts, which I don't think deadlifts I did the right form. Plus, I only have dumbbells. That's okay. We're gonna do the last one. Chest press, 30 kg. All right, and think about the atonement, guys. All right, last round. Oh, okay. One, two, three, 5. Jeez. Okay. Just kind of message my brother because we gotta do some stuff. Very cool. All right. Where were we here? Next, yes. True denial is a powerful protective device. Can and should deny any belief that error can hurt you. This kind of denial is not a concealment, but a correction. Your right mind depends on it. Denial of error is a strong defense of truth. There we go. Denial of error is a strong defense of truth, right? Defending. That's why I'm a paladin, a champion, pathfinder. We defend the truth, right? But denial of truth results in miscreation, right? I'm separate. I'm not part of all that is, right? Like, the projections of the ego. In the service of the right mind, the denial of error frees the mind and reestablishes the freedom of the will. When the will is really free, it cannot miscreate because it recognizes only truth. Damn. Isn't that amazing, guys? Okay. Where were we? I had my here we go. Here's the card. Okay. And this is something I'm working on, right? Denial of error, right? Being okay to say no, no, thank you, no, thank you. Like I said, I still have to do this stuff. I think we all have to do it. All right, let's keep going. A little bit easier now. Deadlift, 3 sets of 10. Okay. Guess I could stick with last time I did only 22.5. Okay. So the good thing about me taking longer to work out is I have more content, hopefully. I want to also change the thumbnail here. Like I said, I'm also thinking like if I should, I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna look at my camera just to make sure everything's in view. There we go. Okay. Okay, and let's do some deadlifts, guys. All right, like I said, my form. That's why maybe I dropped the weight, but I don't want to drop the weight now. All right. Let's continue. And that's the thing, guys. Find a way. Exercise in a fun way. There's a million ways to working out. I used to think you have to go to the gym, but as you see, I prefer working out at home. And I think, like, let's see, that's pretty good. I can't really see from that. Wait, that's pretty good. All right, let's do deadlift. All right. You guys can't see my form really. That's right. All right. All right, let's just log that in, guys. All right. Fantastic. All right. All right, let's go. Number 3. You could defend truth as well as error. The means are easier to understand after the value of the goal is firmly established. It is a question of what is it for. Everyone defends his treasure and will do so automatically. The real question are, what do you treasure and how much do you treasure it? Once you have learned to consider these questions and to bring them into all your actions, you have little difficulty in clarifying the means. The means are available whenever you ask. You can, however, save time if you do not protract this step unduly. The correct focus will shorten it immeasurably. Mhm. It is a question of what is it for, right? What are you treasuring, guys? Right? Because a lot of us, I think we defend even our limitations, right? We defend like, "Oh, I can't do this. I'm too lazy," or whatever. Like, mm. It's like with me, I used to grovel, you know, just for some love, like really, like I said, like putting my needs so low. Not like begging, but I feel like uh, I don't know how to even put it into words. Well, I was just so thirsty for love, so thirsty for love of any kind, any connection, and I would break myself into pretzel just to find any scrums of love, and that's just not a way I want to live. I could live like that. I don't want you guys to live like that. Just speaking honestly, I oh, let's see that's like when I joined. I keep talking about high school, but I'm just like trying to share my journey, right? When I was in the marching band for 4 fucking years, right? And I fucking hated the marching band. And then, like, when someone would be like, "Why didn't you leave?" I'm like, "No, no, no." It's like I started it. It could look good for my college. Bullshit. I think it was a good lesson to see, like, about like group think, you know, like just getting out of that shit, man. All right, now gonna do second round of deadlifts. Don't make fun of my form, please. Or actually, if you can correct it, you can correct it. I probably can't see the whole thing, so it's not about that. All right. Just doing my best out here. That's all I could really do, guys. All right. We got this, and you got this, all right? One. Oh, that was bad. Oh, might be too heavy. I think I'm gonna make a note that I look up form again. Very cool. All right. Fantastic. All right. Let's continue here. The atonement is the only defense that cannot be used destructively because it is not a device you made. The atonement principle was in effect long before the atonement began. The principle was love, and the atonement was an act of love. Very good. An act of love. Acts were not necessary before the separation because belief in space and time did not exist. It was only after the separation that the atonement and the conditions necessary for its fulfillment were planned. Then a defense so splendid was needed that it could not be misused, although it could be refused. Refusal could not, however, turn into a weapon of attack, which is the inherent characteristic of other defenses. The atonement thus becomes the only defense that is not a two-edged sword. It can only heal. Very cool stuff, guys. All right. Now, let's continue. Sure. Last round of deadlifts, guys. Ugh, almost want to drop the weight, but I don't want to take the time to do it. We could take messy action. We could do less than 10 reps. I don't know. Alright, let's continue. Oh man. We have this is I think 2 exercises after this. Actually, no, probably more. Alright, let's continue. Alright, Holy Spirit, be with me. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll put 9. Not so good for her. Oh, sorry about that, guys. It's all right. Okay, sorry. We have standing calf raises, which I didn't do last time. Front raise, bicep curls. I just get my heart rate up. All right, great stuff, guys. All right. Next. Okay. The atonement was built into the space-time belief to set a limit on the need for the belief itself, and ultimately to make learning complete. The atonement is the final lesson. Learning itself, like the classrooms in which it occurs, is temporary. The ability to learn has no value when change is no longer necessary. The eternally creative have nothing to learn. You can learn to improve your perceptions and become a better and better learner. This will bring you into closer and closer accord with the sonship. But the sonship itself is a perfect creation, and perfection is not a matter of degree. Only while there is a belief in differences is learning meaningful. Mm. Mm. Okay, like a never-ending journey, guys. I also have like this my all or none thinking. Like one day we're all gonna be like, well, this is what the course does. It's like the atonement will happen. Oh, as long as we're here in space time, we're always gonna get better and better. Learning better perceptions. Okay. Um. Okay, so we're gonna do standing calf raises here. Just 3 sets of 10. This is something I added to my original plan. So I felt like my calves were a little bit underdeveloped. I don't even know if that's a good thing to do, but I know it's better than nothing, I suppose. So, okay. Oh, jeez. Let's continue. All right. Oh, it's like Saturday morning. I'm gonna stick to Monday, Wednesday, Friday only. It's so hard to for me. I don't know. Giving a specialness with it's a weekend. All right, let's continue. Let's not sorry. First one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. It's all right. Because the front raise is really good. Bicep curls is good. But that's okay. Let's go on to 6 here. Evolution is a process in which you seem to proceed from one degree to the next. You correct your previous missteps by stepping forward. Right? Oh, all right. This is what I used to do. It's just like I had to go correct my mistakes before I can move forward. No, no, no. We keep moving forward, right? Just like Aaron says on Attack on Titan. This process is actually incomprehensible in temporal terms because you return as you go forward. The atonement is the device by which you can free yourself from the past as you go ahead. One more time. The atonement is the device by which you can free yourself from the past as you go ahead. It undoes your past errors, thus making it unnecessary for you to keep retracing your steps without advancing to your return. In this sense, the atonement saves time, but like the miracle it serves, does not abolish it. As long as there is need for atonement, there is need for time. But the atonement, as a completed plan, has a unique relationship to time. Until the atonement is complete, its various phases will proceed in time. But the whole atonement stands at time's end. At the point the bridge of return has been built. I'm pretty esoterical right now. Right, but there's the need for time, right? So I'm like, it's like closing the gap. Remind you guys, there is no separation. And reminding myself there is no separation between all that is source energy. Whew. Also, like, yeah, like I still from time to time I do behaviors like I don't prefer. Like last night, I I could have gamed. I could have watched a movie, but instead I went to the YouTube train. I just like turned off my brain. But I say it out loud. It's not that bad, right? But the thing is, like, I would like to play games or I like to watch movies because it's like you get to experience something, right? YouTube, it's just this kind of like almost kind of say junk food, right? Because it's like the endless. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with YouTube. I think you know what I mean. If you're like me, you know, helps me dissociate. But what I used to do is like, look at my past, berate myself, like, you bitch, you fucking watch YouTube again? Come on, don't you want to be alpha bro? Alpha bros don't watch fucking YouTube. They don't even play games. They just like hustle in their business. Uh, let us continue. Second set of this. All right, let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Fantastic. 6. No, did we do 6? Yes, sorry. At that point, the bridge of return has been built. Very good. Number 7. The atonement is a total commitment. You may still think that this is associated with loss, a mistake all the separated sons of God make in one way or another. It is hard to believe a defense that cannot attack is the best defense. This is what is meant by the meek shall inherit the earth. They will literally take it over because of their strength. A two-way defense is inherently weak precisely because it has two edges and can be turned against you very unexpectedly. This possibility cannot be controlled except by miracles. The miracle turns the defense of the atonement to real protection, and as you become more and more secure, you assume your natural talent of protecting others, knowing yourself as a brother and a son. Hmm. So I'm out here like so I want to protect myself, of course, and protect you guys from just like this. When I say mind virus, I forgot like there was a thing called the woke mind virus. I mean like the ego mind virus, the lower self. When I say lower self, I mean like well, there's the ego projection. Yeah. Oh, like I said, when I was 25, things were not like circumstantially. not an emotion, not the best. You know? Oh, I just wish I had like one person fighting in my corner. I wish I was fighting in my corner, right? But instead, like I turned against Cahir. I was like, "You bitch, you're fucking struggling. Fuck you." It's funny now, but it's like, what is that? But that's separation, right? It's the atonement. We're one, right? And see how insane it is to attack yourself. And insa- it's insanity. It's insane, right? That's what the course teaches us: being right-minded, realizing, oh, this is separation. No, no, that's the illusion here. This is unity consciousness, also being aligned with yourself, right? Because I know you want great things, you want amazing things, I want amazing things, right? But I struggled, you know, years of guilt and shaming myself to do the things like this. I used to, you know, call myself a fat piece of shit or whatever to get myself to work out, and I don't want that for you. That can only work in the short term. Long term, you can see how destructive it is to look at yourself like a slave to, a master and slave relationship. Right? That's the kind of relationship I had with myself. The atonement is like, no, we're here, we're one. Hope that makes sense. All right. Last one, standing cow phrases. Whew. This is cool stuff, guys. I'm getting a little tired, but I look at this as a service. Also, like, I hope people will enjoy the replay. Hopefully, the audio is okay. All right, let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just getting that one out of the way. I've been working out for a bit. That's all right. Only have 2 more exercises, guys. Fantastic stuff. Okay. All right. And we have front raise. All right, front raise. Looks like 5 times 5. So 5 sets, 5 reps, and then we have bicep curls. All right. Before we start, so the next, the altar of God. Right. The atonement can only be accepted within you by releasing the inner light. Since the separation, defenses have been used almost entirely to defend against the atonement, thus maintain the separation. This is generally seen as a need to protect the body. The many body fantasies in which minds engage arise from the distorted belief that the body can be used as a means for attaining atonement. Perceiving the body as a temple is only the first step in correcting this distortion, because it alters only part of it. It does recognize that atonement in physical terms is impossible. Okay. The next step, however, is to realize that a temple is not a structure at all. Its true holiness lies at the inner altar around which the structure is built. The emphasis on beautiful structures is a sign of the fear of atonement and an unwillingness to reach the altar itself. The real beauty of the temple cannot be seen with the physical eye. Spiritual sight, on the other hand, cannot see the structure at all because it is perfect vision. It can, however, see the altar with perfect clarity. That's what I'm learning as well, to go all in, all in. I'll see if we want to go to the science part of it. We said we want the emotion, and emotions are chemicals in your brain. Who makes the chemicals? Your imagination. What we're trying to say. Oh, so I'm getting towards the end of the workout, getting tired. All right, that's right. So let's do front raise. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. I should have I could have like kept track on my Fitbit. That's okay. Oh, got this, guys. Got this, guys. Got this, guys. Come on, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Next, two. For perfect effectiveness, the atonement belongs at the center of the inner altar, where it undoes the separation and restores the wholeness of the mind. Before the separation, the mind was invulnerable to fear because fear did not exist, right? Fear is the opposite of love, but what is all encompassing has no opposite, love, right? Before the separation and the fear are miscreations that must be undone for the restoration of the temple and for the opening of the altar to receive the atonement. This heals the separation by placing within you the one effective defense against all separation thoughts and making you perfectly invulnerable. Mm. Wow. So any permission slip that helps you go within, like for me, I do like journaling. I also I talk to ChatGPT with like versions of the Holy Mirror. So like a version of like it's the Course in Miracles, and like it knows all the text, all the workbooks, and you just talk to it. I find it's really helpful. Or I also talk to Bashar as like an AI, like emulate. I ask like Gemini, emulate the teachings of Bashar. Try it out if you like it. I know all these companies and stuff, but it's been helpful for me. Or journaling, whatever, whatever meditation. All these are just permission slips to help you go within. Oh my gosh, I am so tired, guys. It's been almost an hour and a half. I want to keep going. Let's keep going. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Great. 3. The acceptance of the atonement by everyone is only a matter of time. This may appear to contradict free will because of the inevitability of the final decision, but this is not so. You can temporize and you are capable of enormous procrastination, but you cannot depart entirely from your Creator, who set the limits on your ability to miscreate. An imprisoned will engenders a situation which, in the extreme, becomes altogether intolerable. Tolerance for pain may be high, but it is not without limit. Eventually, everyone begins to recognize, however dimly, that there must be a better way. As this recognition becomes more firmly established, it becomes a turning point. This ultimately reawakens spiritual vision, simultaneously weakening the investment in physical sight. The alternating investment in the two levels of perception is usually experienced as conflict, which can become very acute. But the outcome is as certain as God. Mm. Right, there must be a better way. Right, I like my pain tolerance was super high. Like my pain tolerance for myself, the self attack, all this bullshit behavior I was tolerating, people making fun of me and all this shit, very high, right? That's why I learned what love is. You just call it tolerate bullshit, get crumbs of love. That's not what true love, right? That's when I had my awakening from like that was around like when I was 21. There's layers of it now, but that was like when I saw like who was who's miscreating my life. Me. It was my will, right? Okay. Oh boy. All right. Probably gonna talk a little bit less because I just want to fish. So let's keep going. Is this number three? Thank goodness. One, two, three, four, five. Whew. Oh. I have a show today too. I got improv show today. All right. Spiritual vision literally cannot see error and merely looks for atonement. Damn. All solutions the physical eye seeks dissolve. Spiritual vision looks within and recognizes immediately that the altar has been defiled and needs to be repaired and protected. Perfectly aware of the right defense, it passes over all others, looking past error to truth. Because of the strength of its vision, it brings the mind into its service. This reestablishes the power of the mind. It makes it increasingly unable to tolerate delay, realizing that it only adds unnecessary pain. As a result, the mind becomes increasingly sensitive to what it would once have regarded as a very minor intrusions of discomfort. Mm. See, like the chorus has very high standards. It's like even a single sigh means we need to atone. Like you go into the atonement, right? Like it's just right. This is like God's will for you is perfect happiness. So not even a single sigh, right? And think about how we probably were raised just like me, like you should be grateful for what you have. Which there's nothing wrong with gratitude, but like I don't know if I should get into it, but you know what I mean. All right. Next, we're gonna do five. Almost done with this one too. It's so cool, guys. All right, we got two more. Oh my Holy Spirit, give me your strength. All right, we got two more. Not raise and then just bicep curls, and we are done. All right. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, probably not my best. Oh, it's okay. Let's continue. The children of God are entitled to the perfect comfort that comes from perfect trust. Until they achieve this, they waste themselves and their true creative powers on useless attempts to make themselves more comfortable by inappropriate means. But the real means are already provided and do not involve any effort at all on their part. Damn. The atonement is the only gift that is worthy of being offered at the altar of God because of the value of the altar itself. It was created perfect and is entirely worthy of receiving perfection. God and his creations are completely dependent on each other. He depends on them because he created them perfect. He gave them his peace so they could not be shaken and could not be deceived. Whenever you are afraid, you are deceived, and your mind cannot serve the Holy Spirit. I'll read that again. Whenever you are afraid, you are deceived, and your mind cannot serve the Holy Spirit. This starves you by denying your daily bread. God is lonely without his sons, and they are lonely without him. They must learn to look upon the world as a means of healing the separation. The atonement is the guarantee that they will ultimately succeed. Mm. Ah. Whew. Cool stuff, guys. Almost done. All right, this is the final one of front race. Last one, last one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Good. Finish that. All right, next we're just on to the last part here. We're gonna do bicep curls. I think I need to buy more plates for that. So I can only, right now, I only have the combination to the max 12.5. That's okay because I'm just gassed right now. Is that what they say? All right. Now we're going to the next part, healing as release from fear. All right. Our emphasis is now on healing. The miracle is the means, the atonement is the principle, and healing is the result. To speak of miracle of healing is to combine two orders of reality inappropriately. Healing is not a miracle. The atonement, or the final miracle, is a remedy, and any type of healing is a result. The kind of error to which atonement is applied is irrelevant. All healing is essentially the release from fear. To undertake this, you cannot be fearful yourself. You do not understand healing because of your own fear. Mm, right? So it's not like you go to someone, they heal you. It's like you see yourself for who you really are. It's an unseparate being from all of that is. Whew, okay. These any circumstance, any circumstance. Something's coming up in my consciousness. I remember I watched this guy. It's like if you're procrastinating, it's like if you're it's an Indian guy. If you're procrastinating, you are a loser. You're a loser. You your parents gave you a life, and you are using this, and you're procrastinating. You're a loser. What is that? But the voice of separation? No. How many of us are like that, man? To ourselves, I was. I said this. I said the same shit. Same fucking shit. You know. It's like giving away your peace so easily, to a fucking test, you know, for a fucking test, the peace inside of you for a fucking test, you know, how upside down backwards this world can be. All right, it's taking some time here. I remember this also be gentle. Like I know I was not being gentle to this guy, but just like this is what the denial, right? He was not that guy was not looking for spiritual vision. He looked for the eyes of the ego, right? And he believed, right, in this separation, right? And you value what you treasure. Do you treasure the separation? You treasure these words, right? This is because negative beliefs perpetuate if you give them strength, right? Because no one wants to say like I'm a fucking bitch. They say it to motivate them, right, to change. That's what happened to me. And I was like, oh, if I'm gonna be mean enough to myself, I will change. I played that game for 30 years. Enough is enough. I'm playing a different game. All right. All right. Bicep curls. I think we're just gonna stick with this weight, guys. Um, you know, not too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, now wait. I know. I think I should order those plates soon, but I'll make a note of it. Next. A major step in the atonement plan is to undo error at all levels. Sickness or not right mindedness is the result of level confusion because it always entails the belief that which is amiss on one level can adversely affect another. We have referred to miracles as the means of correcting level confusion. For all mistakes must be corrected at the level on which they occur. Only the mind is capable of error. The body can act wrongly only when it is responding to misthought. The body cannot create, and the belief that it can, a fundamental error, produces all physical symptoms. Physical illness represents a belief in magic. The whole distortion that made magic resides on the belief that there's a creative ability which the mind cannot control. This error can take two forms. It can believe that the mind can miscreate in the body, or the body can miscreate in the mind. When it is understood that the mind, the only level of creation that cannot create beyond itself, neither type of confusion need occur. Right? That's why it's all mind training. Right? So let's just keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Right? Remember, we're so caught up in action, especially as guys, which action is going to be fun. It's beautiful, but it's like, where is it coming from? Right? What is the energy behind it? Okay, because we get like ahead of ourselves. Like we try to create, fix the behavior, but not the source, right? The thought system, belief system that is creating that, right? Okay, I want to do this, but how about let's do. I want to do another round. I'm barely feeling anything, but it's like it's fine. I could do more reps, but like I've been almost working out for 2 hours, guys. So I wasn't really diddling. I couldn't. Let's keep going. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we're doing a lot of doing 5 sets, so I think that's okay. Only the mind creates because spirit has already been created, and the body is a learning device for the mind. Learning devices are not lessons in themselves. Their purpose is merely to facilitate learning. The worst of faulty use of a learning device can do is to fail to facilitate learning. It has no power in itself to introduce actual learning errors. The body, if properly understood, shares the invulnerability of the atonement to two-edged application. This is not because the body is a miracle, but because it's not inherently open to misinterpretation. The body is merely part of your experience in the physical world. Its abilities can be, and frequently are, over evaluated. However, it is almost impossible to deny its existence in this world. Those who do so are engaging in particularly unworthy form of denial. The term unworthy here implies only that it is not necessary to protect the mind, but by denying the unmindful. If one denies this unfortunate aspect of the mind's power, one is also denying the power itself. Right? So your mind is a powerful thing, guys. But we often misuse it to create nightmarish figures. Right. Almost done, guys. I mean, if you do like 5 sets of lower weight, it's okay. I think the biceps are a smaller muscle. Let's keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I'm getting tired. Almost done. That was the second to last one. And we actually have only 2 more from this section. All material All material means that you accept as remedies for bodily ills are restatements of magic principles. This is the first step in believing that the body makes its own illness. It is a second misstep to attempt to heal it through non creative agents. It does not follow, however, that the use of such agents for corrective purposes is evil. Sometimes the illness has a sufficiently strong hold over the mind, person temporarily inaccessible to the atonement. In this case, it may be wise to utilize a compromised approach to mind and body, in which something from the outside is temporarily given healing belief. This is because the last thing that can help the non right minded or the sick is an increase in fear. They are already in a fear weakened state. If they are prematurely exposed to a miracle, they may be precipitated into panic. This is likely to occur when upside down perception has induced the belief that miracles are, are frightening. Ooh. All right, last one, and then we're going to read the final part of this section. Okay? Great job, guys. I'm really glad you guys were able to join me today. Almost done here. Final round. All right, let's do it. One, two, three, four, five, six. Fantastic stuff, guys. All right, we're going to end with one final verse from here. All right, great workout plus ACIM live stream. Okay. I'm going to read directly to you guys. Okay. The value of the atonement does not lie in the manner in which it is expressed. In fact, if it is used truly, it will inevitably be expressed in whatever way is most helpful to the receiver. This means that a miracle, to attain its full efficacy, must be expressed in language that the recipient can understand without fear. This does not necessarily mean that this is the highest level of communication of which he is capable. It does mean, however, that it is the highest level of communication of which he is capable now. The whole aim of the miracle is to raise the level of communication, not to lower it by increasing fear. Mm. Whew. Right. That was a very nice, long workout, plus a Course in Miracles. I hope you guys enjoyed that healing content. Remember, please subscribe if you haven't already to watch my other videos. I really appreciate that. All right. May the Holy Spirit light up your path wherever it takes you. All right. Take care.